Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Noble, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Harpie deck profile. So you guys have no idea how excited I am to share this one with you guys because I have been trying to do this one for the last month and a half. I've been working on this one, getting the pieces together, and I have just had the absolute most awful time with TCG the past several weeks. A lot of deck profiles I thought what I would have out by now have just been on the back burner for weeks because I can't get cards that I ordered over 3 weeks ago. It's just been a nightmare, honestly, but I finally got the last 3 cards I had been waiting on. I got them today. So as soon as I got them, I was like, all right, we are doing this deck profile, finally. I really, really love Harpies. This is just one of the things I love. I'm super excited about this one because I love all the support that it's gotten. I'm not going to say this one's budget because Harpie Chandler is sitting at about $17 right now. And you need a playset of that and Perfumer. And Perfumer's sitting at about between 11 and 13, I believe. So I'm not going to say it's budget. I guess it depends on your definition of budget, but it's not terrible. It could be worse, I guess. But yeah, Chandler does kind of suck a little bit because of the price tag. But anyway, without further ado, I'm excited about this one. Let's get right on into it. While you're here, you might as well subscribe for more deck profiles just like this one. Hit that bell so you become a part of the notification team. And if you like it, hey, give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. So to start off with, we are playing 3 Harpie Chandler. I'm sorry, I know you do need 3 of this one though. So Harpie Chandler is really cool. What it does is you can discard 1 Harpie card, special summon a Harpie monster from your deck in face-up defense position. Except another copy of this card, you can only use the effect of Harpie Chandler once per turn. So that's really, really cool. There's a secondary effect to where if you control a Dragon type monster, this card's level becomes 7, and that's really great as well for some of the plays that we have. This card's name becomes Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard. And you're going to see that a lot because most of the Harpies do that as well. For the next 3, we're playing 3 Harpie Perfumer. Now, Harpie Perfumer is really neat. What she does is this card's name because Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard. Already seeing the trend, right? If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a spell or trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpie Lady Sisters in its text. So that's really great, just a great searcher. If you control a level 5 higher Harpie monster when you activate this effect, you can also add a second such card with a different name from the first. You can only use the effect of Harpie Perfumer once per turn. So that is really cool. Getting able to search potentially 2 cards off of this effect is great. And for the next 3, the 3 I was freaking waiting on for a month and a half, Harpie Harpist. So beautiful. I'm glad I finally got you. This card's name becomes Harpie Lady while, you guessed it, is on the field in the graveyard. You'll use each effective effects of a Harpie Harpist once per turn. So while this card is normal summon, you can target 1 Winged Beast type monster you control other than this card, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and return them to the hand. So it's a really cool compulsibility just to kind of get some problematic things out because it doesn't destroy, so it does get by quite a bit, but it does target. But that's not really a big deal. During your end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sitting there this turn, you can add 1 level 4 Winged Beast type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. So even in the graveyard, this card is still doing things, allowing us to add things from our deck to our hand. That's really great. I'm playing 2 Harpie Queen. Harpie Queen to me isn't really a 3 of yet. What it does is it searches out Harpie's Hunting Ground. You discard this card to the graveyard, add a Harpie's Hunting Ground from your deck to your hand. This card's name becomes Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard. And she also has a decent body at 1900 attack. Back before all this meta stuff, I was running Harpie Queen just for the attack. It was kind of like a Gemini Elf, and I really, really just love the artwork on this card. So super excited about this deck because I get to play this card in it, in its archetype. So I'm also running 2 Harpie Lady 1. Harpie Lady 1 is just really simple. This card's name is always treated as Harpie Lady. All win monsters gain 300 attack, and that's really helpful. I'm playing 2 Harpie Oracle. I really just wish this was an ultra rare. This is probably my favorite one. Harpie Oracle is cool. What she does is this card's name becomes Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard. I'm sure you didn't see that coming. You can only use each the effects of Harpie Oracle once per turn. So if you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and that's a really, really great, easy way to get her out and not eat up your normal summon. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 spell and trap from your graveyard to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpie Lady Sisters in its text during the end phase of this turn. So that's really great. This one searches from the deck, and this one searches from the graveyard, so that's really cool. I'm running 2 Harpie Dancer. Now, you could bump this one down to 1 if you wanted, but I like it as a 2-off. What it does is you can target 1 wind monster you control and return it to the hand, then you can normal summon 1 wind monster, so that's really neat. You can only use this effect of Harpie Dance once per turn. This card's name becomes Harpie Lady while on the field and in the graveyard. I'm also running, I'm going to put this one up here, 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon. Now, you don't want to play too much of this one because it can get bricky, so I would really only like recommend you run into someone at 1. But this card gains 300 attack and defense for each Harpie lady on the field. And this one I really like this one a lot. I'm running 1 Tempest because you can go into this pretty easily, and it's always nice to get a Tempest out in the field. 1 Miss Valley Apex Evian because this is a wind deck, and we are definitely going for that loop until it gets hit, which it will be getting hit. It has to be. 1 Miss Valley Thunderbird, and you can get Thunderbird unless they've changed it in the past week and a half. You can get Thunderbird Secret Rare and Common for the same price. I think it's like $6-7, which is crazy. I still don't understand that. And then for the last 2 monsters, I'm running 2 Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I'm not running Ash. If you wanted to, if you want to get rid of one of the Stormwinds, a Dancer, and maybe a Oracle or Assist number 1, something like that, or this one, you could do that as well. But Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds is really cool because we can get our board. And then we can really lock our opponent out special summoning, because what it does is no monsters can be special summoned except for wind, and we're playing all wind. So it's really great for us and really sucker for our opponent, and hey, that's what we're here for. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get on into the spells and the traps. So for the spells, I'm playing 3 Caught by the Grave because I'm full of surprises. You didn't see that coming. Just because we don't want to get Ash, we're trying to get out our board and establish as much as we possibly can. So that helps against that. I'm running 3 Hysteric Stein. Hysteric Stein is really cool. This is a super cheap card because it came out as a ultra print in Dual Overload. Sorry, I had to think about it. They all kind of blend together to me. When this card is activated, you can add an Elegant Egotist from your deck to your graveyard, from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Excuse me. So that's really great. During the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it's sent there from the hand or field this turn. You can add up to 3 Harpie cards with different names from each other. From your deck to your hand, you can only use 1 Hysteric Sign effect per turn and only once that turn. That is a really cool effect. That is so cool. Basically search out 3 Harpie cards with different names from your deck to your hand. That's really great. I'm running 2 Alluring Mirror Split. I really love this card. What it does is when a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 Harpie monster from your deck with a different original name than the destroy monster. And summoning from your deck is one of the most powerful effects in the game. So, and its continuous spell set is really great. If this card you control is destroyed by a Harpie card effect or your opponent's card effect, you can target 1 Harpie monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this card is just constantly special summoning, and that's really cool. You could honestly play at 3 of this if you wanted to. I'm running 1 Harpie's Feather Rest. If you wanted to bump this down to none and play that at 3, you could do that as well. But I like Harpie Feather Rest because what it does is you target 3 Harpie Lady and or Harpie Lady Sisters in your graveyard and shuffle them to the deck, and then you get to draw a card. If you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, when you activate this effect, draw 2 cards instead, which, more than likely you will be doing that. For the rest of this turn after this card is resolved, you cannot special summon monsters except wind monsters. You can only activate 1 Harpie's Feather Rest per turn. And I do like this card, but it's not a necessity in the deck. So if you didn't want to play that, you could definitely, play something else as well. I'm running 2 Elegant Egotists because, I really like this card. If a Harpie Lady is on the field, special summon 1 Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. Now you could play that at 3 because that is a really good effect as well. I'm just running 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground for now. I was playing 3, but I bumped it down to 2, and I kind of like it at 2 a little bit better. When a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sister is normal or special summon, you destroy a spell or trap card on the field, and all face-up Wing Beast type monsters gain 200 attack. So that's really cool. Just be able to pop things on the summoning because you will be summoning a lot. So that's really great. That's it for the spells. Let's move on into the traps. So I'm just playing a few traps. I'm playing 3 Harpie's Feather Storm because this is a really, really great card. I love the artwork on this card. And then I'm playing 3 Hysteric Party because this is also a really good card. So we'll start off with Storm. What Storm does is if you control a wind Wing Beast type monster until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. Okay, that's crazy. that's crazy. That's really good. If you control a Harpie monster, you can activate this card from your hand. You're always going to control a Harpie monster. If this card is in its owner's spell and trap card zone, is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can add a Harpie's Feather Duster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I'm one of the believers that I think that Harpie's Feather Duster is going to come back to 1. I do think that's going to happen. So as soon as that happens, I'm going to love all the effects of this card. For now, I'm just loving the 2 out of the 3. But it's a really good card. So Hysteric Party is a continuous trap. What it does is you activate this card by discarding the card. Special summon as many copies of Harpie Ladies as possible from your graveyard. When this card, face-up card leaves the field, destroy this monster. So like, you are more than likely going to be able to get 5 bodies out of the field off of this card. Like you really are going to be able to. That's why you don't want to play any more than 1 Harpie's Feather Rest, because even if you played it all, you don't want to play more than 1 because you want the bodies in the graveyard as much as you can. I'm playing Harpie's Feather Rest just because in case I need to dig a little deeper into my deck, I have that option. But this is a really good card, and you can swarm the field so much, and then like it's just so cool. So that's it for the main deck. Let's get on into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Harpie Conductor. Harpie Conductor is neat. I think she's only a 2 of. Personally, you might could run this at 1, but just for the Harpie sake, I'm going to run this at 2. It's 2 wind monsters. This card's name becomes Harpie Lay while on the field in the graveyard. I haven't seen that for a while, right? You can only use each effect of the following effects of Harpie Conductor once per turn. If a Harpie monster or monsters you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, there we go, hiccup again. Haven't hiccuped up all day. As soon as I start reading, you can if a Harpie monster or monsters you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 spell or trap you control instead. So that's really cool. If another face-up Harpie monster you control returns to your hand, except during the damage step, you can target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls and then return that to the hand. So that's really cool because, like I said, returning stuff to the hand gets around destruction protection, and that's great. I'm running 1 Nightmare Phoenix just because I like it a lot. I think it works well. 1 Union Carrier. I'm playing 2 Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty just because of that loop. 1 Nightmare Unicorn. 1 Boral Sword because Boral Sword is always great for OTKing. I'm running 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal because you can go into this with 2 level 7s, so that's not really too hard to accomplish. Do some burn damage to your opponent as well. 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. I'm running 2 Lightning Chidori because this is a really good card, especially in Wind deck. So 2 level 4 Wind monsters. If this card is XYZ summon, target 1 set card your opponent controls and return that target to the bottom of the deck. I love that effect. Once per turn, you detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, return that target to the top of the deck. I really like Lightning Chidori. I think it goes well in this deck. I'm running 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Ice Beast Zero Fame because you can really win with this card quite easily, and then 1 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. So this card's cool. What it does is 3 level 4 wind monsters. This card's effects can only be applied or resolved while it has XYZ material. This card can attack your opponent directly. Like, that's really cool because it has a 2000 body. Your opponent cannot target any Harpie monsters with effects or for attacks. During each of your end phases, detach 1 material from this card. So I really do like this card. If you want to get rid of like a Tornado Dragon or something and run this at 2, you could do that. That wouldn't hurt you in any way. It is a good card. But that's it for the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I just love Harpies. I've always loved Harpies for some weird reason. And I was super excited about the support they got. It does suck with Channeler being so expensive and Perfumer being, just a little bit less expensive than that. But I personally think it's worth it because I really like playing this deck. It's just a lot of fun. Has a really great synergy. Has this really cool effects. I just love swarming the field of Harpie Ladies. That's just one of my favorite things to do. But let me know what you guys think. If you're here, you might as well subscribe and go ahead and hit that bell so you can be part of the notification team so you get notifications about deck profiles just like this one. And give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.